Like I would request to you to like just introduce yourself.
Essentially, if I have to introduce myself, when I usually take this question, we play this game with patients also. We play it with the 4 context parts. Like, so who are you from a family perspective? So I'm a father, I'm a son, those things. So then who are you from a profession perspective? So yeah, I'm a founder, director, and all those things. And also, yes, my field is sports medicine, my field is obesity medicine, but that's my field. But as a professional, I'm a bit of a risk taker. So there are some adjectives that come into that.
Okay.
Then you take the third, which is the physical domain. So from the physical domain, I look at myself like a pure athlete. I don't look at myself as healthy. I've always set higher benchmarks. So whether I'm running marathons or doing triathlons or, they're slightly pushing the boundaries. I have multiple identities there, like a trekker, swimmer, gymmer, rower, whatever. And then there's the fourth one, which is the spiritual identity, in which I'm fully confused.
Confused.
Yeah. So, and I admit it happily because I haven't invested time in that domain. The other 3, I have put down time and money, which is why I have some answers. But the fourth one, I haven't allocated any budget yet.
Okay, so you don't want to, or like?
I will when the time comes. I think the other 3, there's still time to go. So maybe in another 5 years, Nice. I'm seeking, but I'm not desperate. It's not urgent.
Okay, it's not need, right?
It's not urgent.
It's not urgent.
Need is understood. I mean, there are people far smarter and far more intelligent than us who are doing it. So clearly there is a need. Like in Marathi, we have a word called agau.
Agau.
Agau nahi. It's understood that you have to do that at some point. But as of now, I have not kept it on the plate. That 4th dimension. But the other 3, So I have found my so-called passions in all 3. And you just get up every day trying to get better at those roles. But I'm not looking for new ones now. So if I found them, it's
I like this content, like the 4 dimensions.
The 4 content. It keeps it simple. Otherwise, you just keep wondering. Otherwise, I'll tell you, with Indians, it's always profession.
Yeah, it's like
it's OCD profession. Like, what do you do? I'm a photographer. What do you do? I'm a this. Okay, that's just what you do. But who you are, then you jump into adjectives. Oh, I'm a friendly person. We get all that. But, so you gotta have context.
So there are like 4. The one is family, the second is profession.
Third is the physical, which is below the neck.
Below the neck.
When you look at yourself in the mirror, what kind of person? So most people say I'm overweight, I'm obese, or I'm lazy. These are adjectives they use. So we told them those are just clinical conditions, temporary states of mind. You don't say you're uneducated. You don't say that. The minute you've read a few books, you're educated. So physically, you may have not invested time, but once you put the time down, you can see someone who's healthy. And then you can see someone who's athletic. So you'd understand that, this guy must be doing something right. He's sorted. The word is sorted. So from the 90s.
From the 90s. So, like, you introduce yourself, like, pehle se, like, in the 4 contexts, like, it's like...
I was always confused. So, there was always confusion. That, it used to scare me, meeting new people. Because I was always confused because, see, profession in India, you will study something and all that is okay. Padhai ho jata hai. But at heart, you're wondering, who actually am I? That answer to that question becomes very complicated. So then you cling to professions for a while, then you cling to relationships for a while, but that's still it's external. It wasn't you.
It wasn't you.
You just acquired it. I call it chronology. You just left home for a few years, ho jata hai. At some point you might get married also. So you do become a husband by default, you might have a kid. So these are default acquisitions. They weren't choices. But when you come down to choosing something and then saying, I'll stand by this, I'll take responsibility for this.
Okay.
Then that cause becomes you. Then there's no difference between you and you're not doing it because of what's called exotelic reasons, which is I'll get money, so I'm doing this. You have crossed that little barrier. You're saying I'll do this even whether I make immediate money or not. I'm willing to put my chips down. So that's a little more mature way of handling. It's not a desperate need to say something that's impressive.
So it shouldn't be impressive.
Like I can start clinging to the universities I've been to. I can start clinging to their pedigree and saying, I've been here, I've been there. But then those are all just things that you acquire on the way.
You
don't have to make them They're not who you are. They're just making you better. But anyway, that's like I said, these are complex things which at 25 will be like, okay.